Emily sat at her desk, staring at the blank page before her. She had once been a promising writer, but now the words seemed to evade her. Bills piled up, and her confidence dwindled. One stormy night, as thunder rumbled in the distance, she noticed an old, leather-bound manuscript on her desk that she hadn't placed there. Intrigued, Emily opened it and began to read. The manuscript described a missing child in vivid detail. Names, places, even the weather, all were intricately detailed. The following morning, as she sipped her coffee and listened to the news, her blood ran cold. A child had gone missing, just as the manuscript had described. Days later, another manuscript appeared. This one told of a tragic accident involving a local politician. Hesitant, Emily read on, feeling a growing sense of dread. 2 days later, the accident occurred exactly as described. Panic set in. Who was sending these manuscripts? How were they predicting these events? Emily confided in her best friend Lisa, who suggested she look into the history of her apartment. Emily discovered that her late mentor, Professor James, had lived there and had a habit of writing ghost stories. That night, as Emily struggled to sleep, the temperature in her apartment dropped. She awoke to find a new manuscript on her desk. This one was darker, detailing a catastrophic event that would devastate the city. The event was set to happen in 3 days. Desperate to prevent the disaster, Emily sought clues in the manuscripts. She noticed subtle hints pointing towards a forgotten library where Professor James used to work. Determined, she visited the library and searched through his old notes. There, she found references to an unfinished novel about a ghostly author who communicated through writing. Realizing that Professor James was trying to communicate with her from beyond the grave, Emily raced against time. She delved deeper into his notes and found the key to stopping the impending disaster, an address hidden in the margins of his manuscripts. Emily arrived at the address, an old, abandoned warehouse, and found a group of people orchestrating the events from the manuscripts. She called the police, who arrested the group and uncovered their plans to cause chaos and manipulate events for their gain. Back in her apartment, Emily sat down at her desk, feeling a presence. She picked up her pen and wrote a simple thank you note to Professor James. As she placed it on the desk, a gentle breeze rustled the pages of the manuscript, and she felt a sense of peace wash over her. Emily resumed her writing with newfound inspiration, her mentor's guidance still lingering in the air. She published her first novel in years, dedicating it to Professor James, the ghostly author who had saved her and the city. The experience taught her that even in the darkest times, there is light to be found, and that sometimes help comes from the most unexpected places. And so, Emily's career flourished once more, her stories captivating readers with their blend of mystery and hope, each one a tribute to the lessons she had learned from the ghostwriter who changed her life.